It remains one of the fastest growing scams in the U.S., and it costs Americans millions of dollars each year. We're talking about job scams. Criminals target people looking for work, and they've become very good at ripping people off.
Tulsa's investigative reporter Jana Clark spoke with a cybersecurity expert who points to some high traffic websites as the breeding ground for criminals to take advantage of you.
Take a look at this message about a job posting. It's a fake. Scammers are trying to trick you into giving them your personal information or your money. These scammers are on most social sites. They search for unsuspecting victims, says cybersecurity strategist Paul Keener.
In every instance where there's some sort of a major issue, whether it's a disaster or something like this, scammers come out in droves.
Take, for instance, the Google layoffs earlier this year. Hundreds of people lost their jobs. The first place many will go are sites like LinkedIn and start posting their resume and searching for a new job. Paul says that's where the scammers lie in wait with their job listings that are hard to tell if they're real or fake.
And so, yes, they're using LinkedIn because it's legit. People are more likely to respond. When you tie in AI into this, generative AI into this mix, where they're creating these job postings and they look real because they're using generative AI.
Paul says they're legit looking job listings on legitimate websites. He says oftentimes people will receive a job listing through direct message, text message, or by email. That's how the scammers find their victims.
What'll happen is you'll get a message through LinkedIn, or you'll get an SMS message, a text message that says, "We saw your profile on LinkedIn." And that's kind of where that linkage comes in. You're like, "Oh, well, you saw me on LinkedIn. I do have a profile on LinkedIn, and I am looking for work. This is awesome."
Once scammers open that line of communication, things move quickly. When people engage and they actually start the process, are they talking to someone?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. They're talking to someone. Yeah, they'll do fake interviews. Oh, yeah.
The phone?
Yeah, they'll do them on the phone. They'll do them on video.
These criminals are brazen enough not just to talk on the phone, but to talk to people face to face.
If they can get money, absolutely, because you're not going to remember them. The chances of you recording the interview are almost zero.
Once they have convinced you this is a great job, some scammers will draw you in even more by offering to send you money, but there's a costly catch.
They'll say, "Listen, we want you to be as set up as possible for this role that we're providing for you, that we want you to fill. We're going to send you a check for what we think you need to spend. You buy everything you need to, and then just send us the remainder, whatever's left, if you don't spend it all." And so what they've got is they've got a fake check, and it's check fraud.
Then your bank calls, and guess who's responsible for the money? You. Another way Paul says these scammers will try to get to your money is by asking for personal information during one of these fake job interviews.
The other one that is a very clear indicator is that they start asking you for personally identifiable information in an interview that goes beyond just who you are. Can we validate that you are the person that we say we want to interview?
He says a legit employer is not going to ask for your social security number or banking information during an interview or by text message. If they do, that's a major red flag. To spot a fake job listing, Paul says be on the lookout for things like this.
Sometimes what they'll do is it'll just be a text exchange. If it's just a text exchange, that's a huge red flag.
He says the best thing you can do to protect yourself from being scammed, if you do see a listing, go to that company's website and search for that job posting. Covering news that matters, Jana Clark, Fox 23 News.
If you do get scammed, it can be difficult to get your money back, but the sooner you call your bank, the better chance you have. Also, report what happened to the FBI. They have an internet crime complaint center. We put that link to that in this story on fox23.com. Just click on the Fox 23 Investigates tab.